Sports Jam Picks of the Week.
The Jets in Denver.
Stephen, this is actually an interesting game now. The Denver Broncos, the running Broncos, what was it? 55 rushing attempts to 8 passes, and Tim Tebow completed 2 of 8.
Tim Tebow.
I'll tell you this. The Jets.
Why you say Tebow, Rob?
2 complete passes for an entire game, but he still wins. He gets to be Tim Tebow now.
I'll tell you this. He's 3-1 as a starter. Denver looks good with him. The Jets, Mark Sanchez still making big mistakes in the pathetic loss against the Patriots. I'm going to call the upset. I'm taking Denver at home against the Jets.
I really want to take Denver. I mean, I want to jump on the Tebow bandwagon. But they're actually Tebow bandwagon. But Rex Ryan will not allow Tebow to run all over him. All he's got to go in is prepared for the run, and they have to win the game. No way they'll win this game. Jets win.
Tampa Bay in Green Bay.
I thought Tampa Bay was a good team till Houston went down and smacked them around at home. So there's no way they can go to Green Bay and beat Aaron Rodgers. So I like Green Bay.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this one. Green Bay is going to continue to score lots of points. Aaron Rodgers is going to continue to get the stats going. I'm taking Green Bay.
Carolina in Detroit.
You know, Detroit has actually fallen back down to earth. But Carolina looked pathetic against Tennessee at home. I did not expect Cam Newton to have such a poor game. Detroit played equally as bad on the road, but they played Chicago. I think at home, Detroit, even if Matthew Stafford is slightly hurt with that right index finger, I think Detroit's going to pull this one out in fairly easy fashion.
Tebow could play for Detroit and win this game. Detroit is angry. You saw them fight like 18 times in the Chicago game. They will destroy next week. I like Detroit.
Jacksonville in Cleveland.
Every game that I watch, I fall asleep when I watch Cleveland game because nobody can score a touchdown. And then we got to bring Jacksonville in. It's going to be the worst game ever. But Maurice Jones-Drew will be the deciding factor. I like Jacksonville.
Yeah, Cleveland doesn't have a running game. Cleveland doesn't have a passing game. And Cleveland lost to St. Louis. Maurice Jones-Drew has been very consistent this year. The Pro Bowler has been, like you said, the man that Jacksonville's going to go with. I'm taking the Jags to beat the Browns on the road.
Didn't Cleveland have a running back named like Paris Hilton or something?
Peyton Hillis.
Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton, close enough. Oakland in Minnesota.
You know, Carson Palmer's looking pretty good lately. They definitely were surprising victors over the San Diego Chargers on the road. They've got to do it again. They've got to go up to the Dome. Can they stop Adrian Peterson? Can they stop Christian Ponder? I think so. I'm taking Oakland to go 6-4 over the Vikings this week.
No way. Minnesota is 6th in the NFL against the run. So even if McFadden comes back, or he doesn't, because Michael Bush ran all over San Diego, they're going to stop that, and they're going to make Carson Palmer throw. I like Adrian Peterson on the other side, and Ponder's going to, he's at home, he's going to turn some heads. I like Minnesota, Chad, upset.
Buffalo in Miami.
I think Chad ran out of Kleenexes. He went to many drugstores to get them last week after the beatdown that I called Dallas destroying Buffalo. Buffalo's on a slide. They're on a slip and slide, but they're playing Miami. Miami's playing good ball. Fitzpatrick, he's looked horrible the last couple games, but Miami's 25th in passing defense. I think they get back on track and they beat Miami this week.
Thank you, Stephen. And no, it was actually about 14 drugstores that I went to get all the Kleenex. Yeah, Buffalo has been sliding ever since Fitzpatrick signed the new extension on his contract. He hasn't had a passing game. Yeah, they played Washington, but they looked horrible against the Jets, scoring 11 points. They looked crappy against Dallas, and I'm saying it as best as I can because it looked a lot worse than that. Miami has won 2 games in a row. Am I going to take the Dolphins to beat the Bills? No. I didn't have that many drugs at the drugstore. I'm taking Buffalo, but I would not be surprised if the Bills continue to slide, and it hurts me to say it.
Dallas in Washington.
Dallas looked awesome against the Bills. Washington continues to look pathetic against whoever they play. What were they, 3-1 at one time? They are now 3-6. Yeah, they're going to be 3-7. Dallas will continue to look good, and they're going to win.
I agree. Who is Washington's quarterback? It was Grossman, then Beck, and then Grossman, but he lost the game last week. So who is their quarterback? Dallas destroys them.
Cincinnati in Baltimore.
Oh, man, Baltimore. I pick you as my number one AFC team. You go out west and look horrible, but here's why. Flacco threw 52 times in that game. Why is he throwing 52 times? He's not Brady, he's not Rodgers, and he's not Breeze. They need to use Ray Rice, and I think they'll get back to that at home against Cincy. Cincy's a good team. They played Pittsburgh good. Andy Dalton, 2 late interceptions hurt them, but I think they get back to the game. Baltimore will beat them. It's going to be a close game, though, Chad.
Yeah, it's going to be a slugfest, and when you say Flacco threw 52 times, you forget Ray Rice actually threw a pass in that game, too. And so, but he's not a passer. They need to run the ball. Every time Baltimore loses, it's because Ray Rice isn't running the ball. Hello, you think you would figure this one out? You know, they're going to. I don't think they're going to score a lot of points against Cincinnati. I think this is going to be a defensive struggle. Both teams have very good defenses. Both quarterbacks on both sides, Andy Dalton because he's young, Joe Flacco young, has the experience but very inconsistent. I think it's going to be a battle of the running backs. Ray Rice against Cedric Benson. I'm taking Ray Rice because it's in Baltimore. Baltimore in a close game against Cincinnati.
This just in, Washington signs Brett Favre.
Nice.
Arizona in San Francisco.
I'm not even going to talk about this one. San Francisco looks awesome. 49ers, I'm going to stomp the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't believe in them, the way they won against the Giants Sunday, you should believe in them now. San Francisco.
Seattle in St. Louis.
I think Rob can chime in right now and say 4-4 maybe. Nah, just kidding.
Tied at 6.
Tied at 6, like it.
3 safeties for each team.
St. Louis is 32nd against the run, and they got to face Marshawn Lynch, who is tearing it up. They tore it up against the Ravens. If you can run against the Ravens, you can definitely run against St. Louis. St. Louis, you know, they look pretty decent lately, but I think Seattle wins this game.
Stephen, I'm going to have to disagree with you. Seattle is on the road, and they do not play well on the road. St. Louis has found their running game. Steven Jackson with 139 yards rushing. Yes, it was against Cleveland, but it was on the road. St. Louis at home in the dome. I'm going to take St. Louis in this one. It's going to be a close game, but I like Steven Jackson more than you like Marshawn Lynch here.
Tennessee in Atlanta.
By golly, Atlanta makes a poor decision and loses a very tough game against a divisional rival in the New Orleans Saints. A move, in my opinion, that could be their jumping the shark moment for 2011 season. They're not sitting in the playoff position right now. Tennessee, off of a huge win against Carolina. Chris Johnson with over 100 yards rushing against Carolina. Yeah, it's Carolina. He did it on the road, but Chris Johnson has found his rhythm. Steven, I'm going to say this one because it's not going to make you happy. Tennessee in an upset.
Please. No way. Atlanta should have won last week.
But they didn't.
I know, they didn't. I mean, it was a gutsy call, and I liked the call, and I'll tell you why later in No Huddle. But they're playing in Atlanta, and they came back from 10 points down in New Orleans to tie the game. Atlanta is playing great ball. Even though their schedule or their record doesn't say it, they are. They will beat Tennessee.
San Diego in Chicago.
I mean, this doesn't even need to be talked about. San Diego's horrible. Phillip Rivers throws interception at least one time a game, if not like 15 times. Chicago is playing mad defense. Forte's running all over everybody, and Cutler can actually throw the ball sometimes because the line is gelling together. I like Chicago.
Yeah, you just said the magic words right there, Steven. The line is gelling for Chicago. They look amazing when they give Jay Cutler some protection. Hey, he whined about it at the beginning of the year. I think it's probably because he took the guys out for dinner and said, hey, look, you know what, you get many more of these if you protect me. Matt Forte looks awesome, leads the NFL in yards from scrimmage. Chicago's at home. I'm taking the Bears.
It's amazing what happens if your quarterback isn't dead. Philadelphia against the Giants.
I'm not talking about the Eagles anymore. I'm taking the Giants' easy win.
Yeah, the Eagles are done.
Monday night, Kansas City in New England.
In New England, Kansas City They're struggling. Tebow runs all over them. I think the new defense, 4-3 for New England, is coming together. They look good against the Jets. I like New England.
Yeah, with Matt Castle possibly being gone for the season for Kansas City, they're going to rely on, an Alabama boy. And Alabama guys don't play quarterback in the NFL, at least not since Joe Namath. New England is going to tear them apart. Tom Brady, you said 4-3 defense. I'll just tell you this. They got rid of Albert Haynesworth. Enough said there. Yeah, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. I hate you, New England, but you're going to win. Gentlemen, let's go into our Sports Jam No Huddle. Tiger Woods shot a 567 on Sunday at the Australian Open and finished third, just 2 shots behind winner Greg Chalmers. Now he's off to the President's Cup. Watch out, world. Tiger's back.
Everybody hating on Mike Smith, going for it on 4th and 1 in overtime from his own 29-yard line, and they didn't get it. They don't need to be hating on that. They need to be hating on the play that happened. They should have run a quarterback sneak instead of go 5 yards back to him and Michael Turner, blame it on the play caller.
Atlanta closer Craig Kimbrell's rookie record of 46 saves was enough to win the National League Rookie of the Year, taking all 32 first-place votes. Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman took second, and pitcher Vance Worley of the Phils was third. Tampa starter Jeremy Hellickson took the honor in the American League, but not unanimously, as Angel Mark Trumbo, Royal Eric Hosmer, and Yankee Ivan Nova also got first-place votes.
And then there was one race, Homestead, Florida, Sunday, November 20th. Are you ready? This is the closest Sprint Cup championship ever. Carl Edwards leads Tony Stewart by 3 points. The number 99, Aflac. Carl Edwards, the 2010 runner-up. The number 14 Office Depot, Tony Stewart, the 2005 champion. One of these gentlemen will be your 2011 Sprint Cup champion. Hey, it's the closest chase ever. And if they tie, Tony Stewart, because he's won 4 out of the last 7 races, will be your 2011 Sprint Cup champion. That's my prediction, too.
Wrestling legend Kamala checked in from a hospital to confirm that he did, in fact, have his leg amputated due to complications related to high blood pressure and diabetes. But in lighter news, Bobby Roode retained the Impact Heavyweight Championship with a win over AJ Styles at Turning Point. And if you prefer your fighting to be unscripted, Manny Pacquiao beat Juan Manuel Marquez 345 to 339.
Well, gentlemen, this is it for another edition of Sports Jam, an early edition of Sports Jam this week. Next week, it is Thanksgiving week. We've got 3 football games to talk about, probably some BCS crap to talk about, which could be an absolute mess, and maybe we'll throw in some 2 cents about other stuff. Don't forget to friend us on Facebook. Don't forget to email us at therealsportsjam@gmail.com.
And thanks to the Danny Nagy Band for our music.
For Stephen Peffer and Rob Steele, gentlemen, Sports Jam, we're out.